Hey Gemini, welcome to your October 2024 weekly reading. It's going to be your reading for the last week here of the month from October 24th until the 31st. We're going to go pretty deep in this read. I'm going to use the astrology, right? I'm going to connect the astrology as well as the tarot. I want to say welcome in if you're new to the channel. We're just going to go ahead and get started and begin here. I hope you're doing well, Gemini. Let's take a look here. As I'm pulling your cards, we are stepping into this third quarter moon here on the 24th, right? This week, at the beginning of the week. All right, so we also have Mars in Cancer sextile Uranus. We're going to have on the 28th Mars trine Neptune, Venus square Saturn. Then on the 30th, we're going to have Mercury opposed Uranus. And then on the 31st, we're going to have Mercury trine Neptune. So we kind of do end the week off pretty nice. I mean, it's not too bad of a week, I would say. I mean, we are building up to that Mars and Pluto opposition next week, and I plan on talking about that. But as we're in this third quarter moon phase, you know, we're getting ready here to close out the lunation cycle, right, and step into a new moon in Scorpio. And this third quarter moon will be in Leo, so there is an emphasis here on reevaluating things when it comes to our self-expression, our individuality, our sense of self. And we're aware here of new things beginning, but also we're aware at the same time, you know, having to still let go of old things, release old things, let go of old structures. Let's see here. Not too bad of a reading, Gemini. There are some things here I feel like you need to look out for, Gemini. Yeah, you do end the week here with the Two of Cups here. Let me focus this really quick. Yeah, so here we go. So you do end the week here with this Two of Cups energy. So I like this here. I feel like at the end of the week, it's like you're feeling in alignment here. Things could be flowing well internally and externally here with your relationships and yourself here. I'm also hearing like you feeling like you're really getting your needs met here emotionally, Gemini. So let's take a look here. Let's pull your oracle cards. And that does make a lot of sense with that Two of Cups here being in the outcome position, because again, at the end of the week, we're having Mercury trine Neptune. And that can be, especially when it comes to, even pull this Venus card. Venus deals with relationships. When it comes to relationships, communication, understanding here, there's this very compassionate and just this deep intuitive knowing and understanding when it comes to yourself and how you think about things and relate to things, but also when it comes to other people here. I feel like you're really being guided at this time to listen to your intuition with this moon card. A lot of intuitive energy here this week to be tapped into and to be listened to, especially Mercury trine Neptune. Neptune does deal with things like intuition, and Mercury being the mind, right? The mind being able to decipher intuition, understand intuition, and see and understand the flow of things and go with the flow of things here. And then Mars in Cancer making its trine to Neptune. So when it comes to our actions, lining up with intuitive energies. You know, the moon card though is like saying to trust your intuition here, to trust where you're being guided to at this time. You did pull love here, so there's good energies in regards to love. You even pulled Venus here as well, right? And Venus does deal with love, relationships. It also deals with your needs, and it also deals with values here. So, and you can even say with money and resources. But although I don't pick up like a big heavy money energy here, that doesn't mean it won't manifest. But I mean, you did pull, because the only Earth card you have here is the Pentacles, or is the Ace of Pentacles. It's in your current energy at this time. So I feel like it's in regards to where you're at right now. You have the moment, like this is your moment of opportunity here to start creating here and to build the type of value here that you would want in your life, right? Whether it's money, work, career, things that will add upon your foundation. You pull this deep diver card. It says diving into a task here. Again, this is a deep week, and this is a week to go deep. And this person's diving into the ocean, and Neptune rules the oceans, the seas, right? And Mars is the planet that deals with inception, right? It deals with taking action, going in a direction. So we put those two things together, the Mercury being here as well in the mix. It's us going deeper, especially with Mercury being in Scorpio, right? And Mars being in Cancer, all water energy. So, and we're in Scorpio season, right? So this is the time to go beneath the surface with things, look deeper, go into the mysteries here. You do have this moon card in the future. Trust in the mysteries here, Gemini. You're not getting readings like this anywhere else. I know that. I'm just kidding. I probably look like an arrogant idiot. Anyways. I think it's kind of true. Anyways, you have this Knight of Cups here. I feel like my reads are deep. You have this Knight of Cups here in your position of where your power lies this week. Yeah, and I would say it's in regards to your intuition, you being emotionally vulnerable here, Gemini, but being heart-led, like moving in the direction of your heart's desires. And your heart's desires, the things that spiritually and emotionally are fulfilling for you, especially as with this third quarter moon in Leo. This is about understanding because this is the waning phase, like we are letting go of old structures emotionally that are holding us back, with it being in Leo when it comes to our sense of self-expression, our own individuality, right? What are the things that, are taking that away? But I also feel as well here, Gemini, that what I pick up intuitively, Gemini? This is just the message I'm getting here. I feel like this is very specific. Some of you have been afraid of the spotlight. Leo does rule the spotlight. Maybe you've always thought, well, like, I don't want to be just someone who, like, I don't want to come across as someone who just wants attention, or, I don't want to come across as being cocky, right? But it's almost in a way, it's like you may have been looking at these things all wrong or something like that, Gemini. It doesn't have to be on like a major scale. It can be on something, like it can be something smaller. But I do see you here like understanding the importance of really embracing, like, being seen, but not in a way in which it's, I'm not saying like, just because you want attention or whatever, right? It's like just allowing yourself to be who you are, right? Without feeling like you have to shrink or shy away from things. So very interesting that you pulled this, or you got these energies coming through. You have the Devil card here for the overall energy. Now, I don't get a negative energy off this Devil card. The Devil card is much more than toxicity. If there is anything toxic, I feel like you're getting a grip on these things. If there is any bad habits or anything, I feel like this is the week to where you're like tightening up on things, right? Because the Devil card can represent putting restrictions in place, right? So let's just say, for instance, if you overindulge and you're realizing like this week, like I need to stop, right? So it's like you put certain things in place to stop you from overindulging, right? So that would be I feel something here with this Devil card. But I think this is the week that it's like you're getting disciplined here. Right? The Devil card is Capricorn. Capricorn rules discipline, structure, having to get critical and analytical and be really observant of your situation, so that way you can take the right actions to get what you want. You have this King of Wands here in the position of where your hopes lie, hopes and fears. I think with this King of Wands, it's more so of your hopes. I think you're hoping to really pursue something here and obtain some type of dream or something here that you're envisioning for yourself. I feel like you're also hoping to embrace things with like more confidence, and to embrace things being like to be more bold with things here with the King of Wands. I'm also hearing like you want to do a good job or make a good impression or something like that. Very interesting. You pulled the Ace of Pentacles again in your current energy. Yeah, and I just think right now, entering into the week, and even if you're watching this before the week, you have a moment in time right now. This is your opportunity here to start to give leeway to your creations. Ace of Pentacles says there's all the potential in the world here, and you have the resources here at your disposal. Even if you think you don't, there's something that you can start doing now to cultivate what it is that you want, right? So, and I feel like the energy may be a little bit more easier here this week to start doing these things here. You have the Four of Wands here in your challenge position. I think your challenge at this time is you're wanting to create things and do things that are more in alignment with who you are. I'll give you an example of this. Let's just say like you work a job and it's like, yeah, you get by, but there's something missing, right? There's something missing. It doesn't feel in alignment with your sense of self, your values. And you're wanting to make a deeper transformation. And that's what that Mars in Cancer sextile Uranus and Taurus is on the 24th. is an opportunity to take bold, decisive action, to transform things, to go beyond the norm, to step outside your comfort zone. Mars in Cancer kind of does, it likes its comfort, right? When it gets outside of its comfort zone and it starts to explore the unfamiliar, it can kind of feel uncomfortable, right? Which we can kind of go back into our shell. That's why Cancer rules like the crab. So the sextile to Uranus here, there's a perfect moment, opportunity in time. The energy is harmonious. Because you're going to realize, like, there's certain things within me that I would like to change, or there's certain values that I'm like, my opinion on things may be changing, or I'm wanting to change something here, right? So that way I can start to create things that I actually value and that I actually enjoy, or that are in alignment with my values. You have this moon card here in the future position. This is like listening to your intuition, trusting your gut here. The moon card is connected to Pisces. It's not the moon. High priestess rules the moon. Although you can say the moon is the moon, right? But it is Pisces, and there's a lot of Pisces energy, right? With the Neptune being in Pisces, and the Pisces energy is very active this week. Mercury trining Neptune in Pisces, Mars trining Neptune. And it's the intuitive faculties with Neptune and Pisces aligning with our ideas, our thoughts, our actions, being intuitively guided, getting these deeper sources of inspiration and understanding with things. There could be though, with the Mercury opposition to Uranus here this week, maybe a little bit of timidness. There's an understanding of change and transformation that is happening. But the more you can stay open to change, flow with change, the better. And we do have Venus square Saturn here this week. And so that can bring delays to things, or a stop to help us reflect and understand more our values, Venus. And Venus is in Sag, like our beliefs, right? And it can bring an energy of insecurity, Venus square Saturn, or it can bring an energy of, it can bring up self-worth issues, which is, I feel like that's why that King of Wands is there in the position of your hopes, right? You're wanting to grow and evolve, but you're having to step outside your comfort zone, and maybe it's challenging your sense of self, right? And maybe it is creating insecurity, or maybe it's not maybe you feel like you're not good enough, or you won't be good enough, or you don't have what it takes. But no, you do. This is just an evolutionary process that's pushing you outside your comfort zone, right? And maybe helping you kind of take a deeper look at, what these blockages could be, right, with Venus square Saturn, and understanding what those are, so that way you can be free from those limitations, from the limitations of Saturn. And speaking of Saturn, you have the World card here in the position of something you're unaware of. The World card is actually ruled by Saturn. So I think there is this energy here, the awareness. I think this just led me into the next thing here. It's the Venus square. Saturn here. But I think here, the World card is like wanting you to zoom out, take a big look at the bigger picture of what you're wanting to create and what it is that you really want to have in your life, and the things you would like to achieve, right? And then realign your values with those things, right? Because you could. I think it's just a natural process of just having to realign certain things. But don't see the difficulty as, I can't get around it. Like it's never gonna happen, right? Don't do that. You have this Queen of Cups here as your advice. I think this is to you. Queen of Cups is about having compassion. It deals with the depths of the subconscious, unconscious, right? And even with the Moon card, it deals with the subconscious. The lobster actually on the Moon card represents inner growth, right? Inwardly, that is trying to happen, right? Things in the subconscious, unconscious. And so, and the Moon card, Queen of Cups, like diving into the shadow, right? Diving into the unknown, like whatever it is that whatever questions you have, right? Whatever, it's about looking beyond the veil, like going deeper with things to get that deeper sense of understanding. So that way there's not these invisible strings that you feel like are always controlling you. But I think your advice too is like have compassion for yourself with this Queen of Cups. Right? Embrace an attitude of love, connection, and oneness. Because with this Two of Cups being here in the outcome, I see you reconnecting to yourself. Also feeling a deeper sense of connection with your relationships. Your relationship to things here as well. So let's clarify your reading here. Clarify the Knight of Cups here in the position of where your power lies this week. You pulled this pomegranate card. It says prosperity here. So I think where your power lies here is moving in the direction of things that will make you feel spiritually prosperous. But also this is a card, these two energies together, this is about having, being very generous toward others, right? Showing your generosity, right? Being helpful, being loving, showing up in a loving way. Right? And you may already have those natural abilities, right, to do that. And I feel like they'll really come through this week. Clarify the Devil card. You pulled this flag card. It says devotion. This is just the devotion to your goals. And, I don't see this Devil card as a negative energy. I think it's Capricorn energy. I think it's like the flag that sits at the top of the mountain. Capricorn rules the mountain, right? And so that's why Capricorn is the goat. Goats climb mountains, right? They're the best at climbing mountains. But it's like getting to the top of the hill to capture the flag, which is accomplishing your goals. So you could be becoming more disciplined and strict with these things. Clarify the King of Wands. You pulled this wreath card. It says honor here. Some of you will be getting honored. Some of you, your work could be standing out here. Could be getting just more recognition here. Your ability to lead things. Some of you have this natural gift of leadership. Some of you could have like a South Node Leo. It's just like, what are you doing with it though, right? Like South Node Leo is like, you may have it, but it's like taking that and looking at your North Node and seeing how you can bring that to the North Node. But I think you don't have to have that. But I think though, just in general, you're hoping to have success. Like wreath represents honor and success, achievement. So you're hoping to be successful. Clarify the Ace of Pentacles. You have this pathway passage card here. Yeah, so there is a opportunity here. It's a new rite of passage. When I say that, it's like this could be a new door opening for you, or this could be a new path forward. Clarify the Four of Wands in your challenge. You pull this globe card. It says totality here. Yeah, I just feel like you're just really, like when it comes to your own world, you're wanting to define and create things your way. Clarify the Moon card in the future. You pulled this snake energetic movement here. Yeah, some of you are having, I was about to say Kundalini, and you have this fire expansion. Some of you could be having a Kundalini awakening here. And even if you've already woken up, right? I always think that you continue to wake up, right? You don't just wake up, right, and you're fully awake. No, it's like you continue to become more consciously aware. And I think this is a week to where you're becoming very consciously aware of things that you were unconscious to before. It's in a good way here. And I really sense here with that fire card being here that I just showed you, this is some type of newer spark, like when it comes to some newer type of like your passion for something being reignited. I definitely see some deep spiritual activations here. Gemini. Clarify the Two of Cups and the outcome. You pulled this Bull card that says resistance. I think this is you, the resistance, finally being able to get through the resistance when it comes to connecting with others, or maybe just feeling that sense of connection and ease with yourself as well. Clarify the Queen of Cups as your advice. You pulled this Hammer card. It says forge here. I think Spirit's also wanting you to focus on, continue doing the inner work here. But I pick up too, by showing up and being very compassionate and helping and being very generous. I think that's also your advice here this week. I feel like you have a lot to give. I feel like you have a lot to give here, Gemini. Clarify the World card. You have this Fish card. It says intuition here. So I think this is just about one thing to be aware of that you may be unaware of. Something that may come up is there may be a kind of a hard stop here that makes you have to reevaluate something. I don't think it's for long. I think you figure it out quickly. But you may feel like whatever the stop is, or delay, or maybe just something here that you're kind of having difficulty with. I think Spirit's saying here, dive more deeper into your inner world to see what the invisible, what those barriers and restrictions are. I think they could feel almost invisible, but the more you meditate, contemplate, and tune into your intuition and do introspection, you'll be able to find it. You'll be able to get that conscious awareness, right? You'll be able to understand, like, oh, okay, I understand here. I see where this is coming from. So this is a really good read, Gemini. Stick to your process here. So that's what I got for you, Gemini, in your reading. I'm gonna leave your reading here. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, that link will be down below in the description. If you click that link, it'll take you straight to my website, of course. If you're new to the channel, I encourage you to subscribe. And if you like the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button for me. Otherwise than that, Gemini, I'm wishing you the best, and I'll see you in your next video. Bye, Gemini.